Tonight, a Target 12 investigators exclusive vehicle value. Your car tax bill is based on what the state says your car is worth. Don't like it? You can appeal to an obscure state commission, but critics say that process is a joke.
We wanted to see the numbers for ourselves. How many people have appealed their car value and just how many have had success? Target 12 investigator Tim White is here now with the details.
The numbers we reviewed suggest appealing the value of your car to the state's Vehicle Value Commission may be a big waste of time. When it comes to his car, Bruce Schaller won't sugarcoat it. What kind of condition is it in, would you say?
It's in terrible condition. It needs a new shield underneath that got ripped off. The bumpers are all banged up and I've been rear-ended a couple of times. I think that's somebody else's license plate numbers.
The 2007 Subaru he bought used 4 years ago already has 125,000 miles on it.
I drive like 25,000 miles a year for work.
So when he got a tax bill from Providence that made his car out to be in much better shape than it was, he decided to appeal to the state's Vehicle Value Commission.
Because if the tax is based on real value, then I want to pay a tax based on real value. I don't want to just guess out of a book.
This is the book Bruce is talking about, the National Automobile Dealer Association Guide. Here's the rub. The state assumes every car is in top condition or so-called clean retail value. You can appeal your car's value to the 7-member State Vehicle Value Commission, but make sure you read the form that you get from your tax assessor closely before you fill it out. They make it clear the commission does not want to hear how many miles are on your car or what kind of condition it's in. That's why Bruce lost, and he's far from alone. Records Target 12 gathered from the Department of Revenue show a total of 708 people appealed their vehicle's value from fiscal years 2014 to 2016. Only 24 people won their appeal. That's an abysmal success rate of just 3%. The way it's set up now, do you think it's fair?
Do I think it's fair? Not for everybody, no.
Chris Celeste is the tax assessor for the town of Warwick and has been a Vehicle Value Commission member for just over a year. He says even if they wanted to, considering mileage and condition aren't an option.
Over 1 million vehicles registered in the state of Rhode Island, so it's impossible to sit there and kind of inspect each and every vehicle.
People who appeal to the commission never actually get to testify on their own behalf, something Celeste says most don't realize.
I am honest with them and say, look, you're not going to get to go there and with a picture of your car. Nobody's going to come look at your car, any of that. None of that's going to happen.
Critics like the ACLU of Rhode Island say the commission has the power to change how a car's value is assessed, like using a sliding scale for cars as they age. But Celeste says that presents another problem for cities and towns, which by law can't raise their car tax rate to offset lower values.
If you shuffle motor vehicle values around, the town doesn't have the opportunity to change its tax rate in order to generate that revenue, so it's going to go on the backs of real estate. The town can still get its money, of course, obviously, but it's just going to shift that burden.
What's your advice to people who are thinking about appealing before the Vehicle Value Commission?
I think that more people should appeal, because
Why?
If more people appeal, it will be recognized that it's a problem.
Celeste says those few who do succeed in an appeal is because, for the most part, the commission discovers a clerical error. With the Target 12 investigators, Tim White, Eyewitness News.
Tonight, a Target 12 investigators exclusive vehicle value. The way Rhode Island calculates your car tax bill can be maddening.
That's because they base your bill on what the state says is your car's value, and no matter what shape it's in, the state assumes your car is in peak condition.
Now on Eyewitness News at 5, we showed you how appealing your vehicle's value with the state is largely a losing battle. New at 6, we examine other options the state could take in putting a price tag on your car. Target 12 investigator Tim White's here now with what he's found.
Let's do a quick comparison to start. The tax bill for this 2014 Honda Civic in Providence would be $654 this year. But take this same car, register it in Boston, and that bill would be a lot less, just $288. When Bruce Schaller of Providence got his car tax bill, he felt the state overvalued his 2004 Subaru that has 125,000 miles on it.
It's in terrible condition.
So Bruce appealed to the state's Vehicle Value Commission, but because the commission does not consider a car's condition or mileage and assumes all cars are at their peak, he was denied.
Did you think it was a waste of your time?
I didn't think it would be a waste of my time. I only felt that way after I got my appeal back from him.
A Target 12 review of state revenue records show only 3% of people who have appealed to the Vehicle Value Commission in the last 3 years have had success. Those few who have won was largely because the commission found a clerical error when the tax bills were generated.
The purpose of the Vehicle Value Commission is to create this uniformity in value, at least, across the entire state, so that every 98 Camry has the same value no matter where you go.
Chris Celeste is the tax assessor in Warwick and for a little over a year has been one of the 7 members of the commission.
The commission does not consider the condition of a car for an appeal. The commission does not consider mileage.
Correct. We're not allowed to by statute.
Despite car value uniformity, Rhode Island car tax bills are a patchwork of rates because each community can charge different rates and exemptions. In Massachusetts, it's both a set value and rate baked into law.
The Massachusetts model's talked about a lot. It's very defensible because it's based on MSRP. MSRP can't really be disputed. It's a published number that doesn't vary. Brand new Camry is whatever, $32,000. It always is. Then they just depreciate that based on age.
Every Massachusetts town charges a tax rate of $25 per 1,000 of the vehicle's value. And unlike Rhode Island, Massachusetts aggressively reduces a car's value each year it ages. So a car more than 5 years old is only assessed at 10% of what it was worth when it was purchased.
They don't consider mileage.
They don't consider mileage, but
either, but they depreciate a lot faster.
It's more progressive
Correct.
than what we have right now.
It goes down a lot quicker.
Lawmakers will likely take some action on the car tax this year. Right now, there are 2 proposals. The governor wants to reduce the car tax by 30%, while the House Speaker wants to eliminate them entirely within roughly 6 years. Those details will be hashed out in the coming weeks on Smith Hill. With the Target 12 investigators, Tim White, Eyewitness News.